Hello, today I'll be talking about how to change an air filter out of a car. Now, depending on the car, it can vary from step to step, but overall, it's a very simple process and it's not very hard to do. The first thing you want to do is obviously turn your car off, because when you leave, if you have your car on while you're doing it, well, you could accidentally get your hand stuck in the fan or in the belt, and that could hurt really bad. And no one wants to get hurt while changing an air filter. After that, you're going to pop the hood. There's normally a hood latch in the interior on the left side near the door. You're going to pull up on that or pull out depending on what model you have. Then what you're going to do is go to the front of the car. You're going to want to find the latch. You're going to push up on the hood. It's going to pop up a little bit. Then you're going to find the little latch. You're going to push that latch or pull that latch depending on what you do. And you're going to pull up with the hood. Some hoods have hydraulics or springs that hold it up. Some have like a little hood rod that you put into the hood there. Now hold the hood up. Now, depending on the car, it can be on the passenger or driver side for the cabin air for the air box. I've had both. I've had it on the passenger side and the driver side, so I kind of know what I'm doing for both of them. But it could change depending on what you have. I think the most common one is on the passenger side, but I know on Toyotas they're driver sides, at least the ones I've worked on. So it could change. Now, what you're going to look for is just a box. Let's see, hang on here. You're going to look for a box like this on the car. Now, like I said, it can be on the passenger or driver side. It really depends on what you're looking for. Now, as you're going to see, there's two highlighted spots or two circled spots. Those are the bolts you got to take off to change to lift the box up to get to the air filter. Now, on my car, it's clips, but on other cars, it can be bolts. Like my truck has bolts on it instead. It's very easy to remove. Normally, there's 3 or 4 of them. My car, it's 3. On the truck, there's 4. So it really depends on what your model is and what brand operates it. But it can change. Now, it's not very hard to get the air filter out once it's already out. Well, at least once the bolts are unhooked out of it and the clips are undone. What you do is you lift the top of the box off. Well, lift it up, and you're going to see your air filter in there. You're going to grab the air filter and pull it out, and it's going to lift the rest of the top of the box the rest of the way open, which make it where you can pull the filter out. Now, I always change my filter. Well, yeah, my filter's around 50,000 miles or so, because it's around the best time to do it, I feel like, because they're not too dirty, but they're not too clean. It's right, that sweet spot is whenever I change them, at least. But time to tell when there's a bad air filter is by how they look. If they look clogged up or dirty, then they're not going to be very good. An example is going to be like this one here. So as you can see, this one here is a dirty and bad air filter. This is the new one that they replaced with it. But as you can see, if it's dirty, well, it's gonna make your performance of the engine not be as good. It's gonna run rough. Overall, the engine's just not going to be as healthy as it could be. Now, I've had different variants of it. My truck's filter wasn't too bad before I changed it. My car's air filter had a rat's nest in it, so it really varies depending on how frequently you check it. So it's very important you keep an eye on them, because if you don't, well, then contaminants can get in the air, so along with the car not running well, it could just ruin the motor, and it's not something you ever want to have happen. So, overall, it's not very hard to do, but once you reinstall it, basically you go the opposite order. You put the filter in, and once the filter's in, then you push the top end back down, put your clips back on, or screw the bolts back on, depending on what the model is. And after that one's all said and done, then you just unhook the hood latch, unhook the hood rod if it has a rod, or just push the hood down if it's hydraulics or a spring type system. My truck's a spring type, so it's kind of fun. Then you just go over to the car, turn it back on, and see if it's running good. And if it's running good, well, there you go. So I kind of already had some knowledge on it, but I did some more research, and the sources I have were WildTech, and they did October 11th, 2024. And the other sources I have were from Allstate, and they last updated in March 2021. So those are my sources I had, and that's how to change a car air filter. It's not very hard, and it's a good thing to know, so that way your engine runs the best it can. Alrighty, thank you.